Well, Fidelis also caught up with Turkey's economy minister, and in this exclusive interview, he asked the minister all about Turkey's investment strategy for Africa and what makes it so different to Europe's model.
Now, when we see when we look at Africa, in Africa's history, the last couple of centuries, there was the colonization, vacuuming the source of Africa and transferring the other continents, the other countries. That was the story of Africa in the last couple of centuries. In 2005, the president of Turkey, he was the prime minister of Turkey at that time, he announced an opening, new structure, new plans for Africa. And during this 10 years, we increased our trade volume between Africa and Turkey by 4 times. It was approximately 5 billion, now it's 20 billion, which we don't think it's enough. We see the capacity of hundreds of billions trade volume between Africa and Turkey. What is the difference, Turkey's perspective from the others? We are not interested in Africa's natural sources. We don't want to transfer Africa's natural sources, energy sources, from Africa to our country. We want to transfer Turkish experience, Turkish technology, Turkish knowledge, Turkish designs, or Turkish capital to Africa. We are supporting our people, our investors, to invest in Africa, produce in Africa, create an employment in Africa. We had very successful examples from this perspective. Now, in many countries in Africa, we have almost 10 billion, not including Egypt and some North African, Mediterranean African countries, because in Egypt we have 6 billion almost, in Algeria more than 3 billion US dollars investment. Out of this North African countries, and the other part of Africa we have almost 6 billion Turkish investments. These investments are integrated companies, starting from raw material until the final product. These are very successful examples. On the other hand, we, as a Turkish contracting companies, we are there. We are building railways, we are building roads, we are building hotels, hospitals, congress centers, schools, and also, as I said, the very big Turkish investments in Africa. Now they are interested in agriculture production. That's why we see, as a Turkey, we are coming to Africa, to invest in Africa, to be an African. We are coming for this reason. Because there is huge capacity of everything. Because we can say in the most part of Africa, there is nothing. There is no energy, no infrastructure, untouched natural sources in many cases, and very big, young, encouraged population. New generations are in Africa. The rest part of the world, like Europe, like North America, Japan or Korea or developed countries, let's say, they are old, aged countries. They lost the energy. They lost ambitions. They are now, I think, at the top of development, now on the other side of the development. You know, to find the perfect world is impossible. There is always risk. Wherever you are, in America, in North America, in the United States, or in Brussels, in Paris, or in Istanbul, wherever, If you are looking for the 100% certainty and safety, it's not possible. But on the other hand, we have some tools. We can guarantee the investments. With African countries, with African brothers and sisters, we are going to try to sign FTAs, free trade agreements between countries, bilateral free trade agreements between. On the other hand, there is another agreement we are going to put on the table. We are going to try to sign this protection of the investments and support and protection of investment agreements. These two agreements are kind of guaranteeing the investments between two countries, whether the African or, let's say, any country from Africa, their investments in Turkey or Turkish investments in Africa. As long as we are the member of the international family, families like United Nations or OECD, African Union, this kind of disciplines, a kind of tool to ensure the investments in the country, between the countries. The failed coup attempt, we are contacting our brothers and sister countries. We are warning them, look, what they did in Turkey, they can do it, same in your country. Because from their school, from their universities in your country, from their civil organizations in your country, they can, the people is coming from that schools or from this civil organization and from NGOs. They can go in your government, they can go in your very private points. One day, they will do the same thing what they did in Turkey. We are warning them.